Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to test out some really cheap Amazon brushes. So I did write down the prices of what they are currently, which is what I paid for them as well. But there's some pretty decent sized brush sets. So I wanted to test them out and see if they were actually like worth the money or if you're just kind of gonna waste it, even though it's not a lot of money to begin with. In total, I think it's like $25 that I spent on 3 different brush sets. So I just wanted to test them out and see if they were actually worth the money, and you can get a lot of brushes for fairly cheap. So I just personally don't like paying a lot for brushes. I started freelancing as a makeup artist, so I needed to have a lot of brushes. Right now I think it's a little much. I have a lot of brushes right now, but I want to have like my personal brushes that I like to use and then brushes that I use on clients. So I know which ones I can differentiate, which ones that I need to deeply sanitize after each use. And also if I'm going to be doing like a bridal party of, let's say 10, then I have enough brushes where I don't have to use I don't have to sanitize the brushes in between moving to each client, because that does take up a lot of time. So being able to have these different brush sets or having multiple brushes will definitely help with making it go a lot faster. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel like it. But otherwise, yeah, let's just jump right in. Okay, so first I do want to start off with my face. So I did buy this. So this is the BS Mall Premium Professional Synthetic Kabuki Makeup Brush Set. So this is supposed to be more of like a face brush set. And I paid $7.64 for it. These were on sale. I don't know how long they're going to be on sale, but as of today when I checked, they are still on sale. So it comes with a few eye brushes. It comes with this many eye brushes. So there's like, I was really interested in this tiny little eyebrow brush because it is super, super small. So it's really good for detailing. And as you can see, my natural brows, very small. But it does come with a little spoolie as well. It comes with like some bullet crease brushes, so they're very tapered and very pointed. So it comes with a lip brush, another small bullet crease brush, really good for detailing. This tiny little eyeliner brush, I mean it's like super small. I don't even think you can see it. Look at that. You can see it. That is like super, super tiny. And then it comes with a couple really large fluffy brushes as well. So there's 4 of them here. 2 of them are angled, and then these this one seems to be a tiny bit tapered, and then this one is more flat. So that's the eye brushes on here. So all of the face brushes are labeled. Let me pull them out of the plastic quick. Now this brush set, specifically in the rose gold color, this is the one that was discounted. I believe it is $10 or $14 for any of the other colored sets that they have. I know they have silver, where this part is silver, or all black, and those ones were more expensive. So we have this flat kabuki brush, so I'll be using this for applying my foundation today. We have this angled face brush, this tapered face brush, this flat angled brush, maybe and then this rounded face brush. So so far, just from initially feeling them, they are incredibly soft. Like they do feel really, really nice. They feel like the fibers are close enough together to where you're not going to lose a bunch of product in them. So I am going to start off with the a little eyebrow brush, and I'm going to quick do my brows off camera because they're boring and no one ever wants to watch that. But I will let you know how this brush works for me. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to show you guys how this brush works. I mean, it worked pretty well for this brow. It is incredibly small, which I don't know if I'm a huge fan of, But it is very, very, very soft. Like the bristles are incredibly soft. So I do really, really like that about it. But I'm just going to quick speed through the rest of me doing this brow. So I am just going to take some of the Maybelline Fit Me. This is the Dewy and Smooth Foundation. And then I do want to get a pretty luminous look today, so I am going to add a little bit of the Milani Soft Focus Glow. Another one of my life hacks, I guess, or one of my makeup hacks. What I prefer to do is match my foundation with my chest versus my neck or my face, because typically my chest is a little bit darker than both of them, and I want all of it to match, especially when you can see it. If I'm wearing like a hoodie, I don't really care because you can't really see my chest, so just my face and my neck need to match. Because yes, I still wear hoodies even in the summer. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the BS Mall Face Flat brush. Now these handles on these face brushes are really big, so that's something to notate. So I did not wash these brushes beforehand. I did just spray them with a little bit of brush sanitizer and before using them, because I really wanted to test them out today for you guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep blending this out. So I don't know why, but lately it's been pretty satisfying applying my foundation with a brush. I don't know why, but I've just been liking it. So anyways, back to, I didn't wash the brushes before I use them. I would suggest doing that, but I did spray them down with this little sample of brush sanitizer that I got in. As far as the way that this brush applied the foundation, I'm seeing that it's really, really smooth. It covered everything that I wanted to. It doesn't look streaky. No matter what, always after I use a brush, I do take a damp beauty blender and I do kind of pounce my foundation more into my skin because I want to set it in there. Okay, so next I do want to go in with concealer, and typically I do blend out my concealer with a sponge. I'm gonna try this and see how it works, and then I'll also blend out some of the smaller contour like on my bottom lip and then on my nose with this angled brush. I'm going to start with the contour. I'm going to try blending out this concealer with this fluffier brush. Okay, so I am going to take that angled taper brush that came in the set, and I'm going to blend out this jawline. So first I'm going to start out with the little tapered brush here, and I'm just going to dip some in, and let's see how much of a mess I am going to make. I swear loose powder makes like the worst mess. Oh, it's actually not that bad. I have a little bit of powder on my legs, but not nearly as much powder as I normally have. I do actually significantly prefer powder puffs over brushes, but I do think that those brushes did a really nice job at setting my whole face. So I have this Asthetica Sunset Bronzer. Yeah, it doesn't have like a shade color or anything. I'm gonna go back in with that same like round brush. I'm just gonna tap off the excess. I'm just gonna go back over my bronzer here. Really get it in that hollow of my cheek. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bronzing right there. Then I'm also going to bring this up on my forehead. So I'm going to try the angled, the face angled brush with the Colourpop. This is part of the She's Got Solstice collection. It's called Meteor, right? And I am just going to pop this on my cheeks. So these bristles are very, very tightly packed together, so be careful not to pick up a lot of product. So you just see, I'm just doing like 2 like very light taps into the blush, and I have quite a bit going on here. All right, so I don't know. So far, these brushes, I really, really like them for face application. So, which makes me really happy because I was really afraid they were going to be super crappy brushes because they were so cheap. I mean, it was under 10 bucks. Let's move on. Well, we should probably do highlighter. So I'm going to take one of the fluffy eye brushes, and I'm just going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter. I always want to call this butter bronzer, but clearly it's not bronzer. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the butter highlighter and put that on with this fluffy eye brush, because it didn't really come with like a designated highlighting brush. But you can always use like a fluffier, bigger eyeshadow brush if you don't have like a fan brush or a designated highlighting brush. So I'm just gonna highlight the different areas that I like to lay down the product really nicely. Looks very, very smooth on the skin. It blended that out super easily. With the butter or like putty style highlighters, it's very, very easy to get way too much product and show off a lot. Show off your texture as well when they're really foiled like this. I think they did a really good job of like melting into my skin quite nicely. So for the specific eye sets that I got, there's this one from Best Hope Makeup Brush. It's a complete makeup brush kit. And this one comes with a lot of brushes. Like you can just see it like in the pack. So this was $9.99, and then this one is the Cuivage. I have no idea how to say this. But this is a 12-piece eye brush set. So this one was $7.95 and this one was $9.99. Okay, so I have one more thing from Amazon that I also wanted to test out, but I was waiting until we do the eyes. So this is the little tin with the black sponge. So these were $6.99, and so it comes with 4 sponges. And then the tin, which I think already has a sponge in it. So you get 5 total sponges. They're just like the little black sponges, but they're supposed to be able to, like, once you use eyeshadow, you just swirl your brush on it and it cleans it off. And then you also have 4 replacements, and then to cleanse the brushes, you can just, or the sponges, to pull them out. And then you just wash them with like what you would normally clean your brushes with. So I use Dove body bars because they keep the brushes really soft, and they also get stains out of brushes. So if you use like a red eyeshadow or like a dark blue or something, those tend to stain like white tipped brushes. So I use a Dove bar, and I also use that to clean my sponges as well, because I've noticed that they get the stains out. But if they're not stained, or if I'm just using like a brown or like a neutral color that isn't going to stain the brushes, I will use baby soap. So I'm going to use the Colourpop Give It To Me Straight palette because it's a fairly neutral palette, and I wanted to go with a red lip today. I did decide to do my lip off camera after I sanitized the brushes. So I'm going to go in with the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. And this is my first time using this primer, so we're gonna see if it's good. I don't even know how much to use. I usually use a concealer or different primer. So this is one of the Best Taupe brushes. So it's like a really big fluffy brush. And I'm just going to use this to lay down the primer. This primer says it's supposed to make your eyeshadow stick really, really good. So, okay, so I'm gonna start out with, this is one of the Quivange. And I'm just going to go into Truth Hurts and Downright. I'm gonna mix a little bit of both of them together. So I'm just going to start by buffing these 2 colors into the crease. And Colourpop palettes are usually very, very pigmented. I have not ever encountered one that isn't. So I'm just going to lay this down. It seems to be blending out those colors really, really nicely. And I'm just going to build up this color a little bit. It seems to be doing well already. I'm also going to wash the brushes in a little bit. I'm not going to film that part of it, but I will let you know if I had any like major fallout in the bristles with my initial thoughts. Okay, so done with that brush. So far, so good. It's laying down the product really, really nicely. I'm going to take this bullet crease brush, and I'm going to go into the color Frank. Just pick up a little bit of product. I don't know why I called it a bullet crease brush. It's a pencil brush. Okay, so this brush, definitely pokier. Not nearly as soft as the other ones. It actually does feel really pokey on my eye. So I'm going to try kind of using it at a side angle. Yeah, so if you hold it like sideways, it doesn't poke as much, but straight on, how I prefer to use the brushes is straight on like this. It does feel very, very pokey. It is poking my eye pretty hard here, so I'm gonna turn it to the side. Not the biggest fan. Okay, so I'm gonna try that again. This is so that one was a BS Small, was the BS Small pencil brush, very pokey. I'm gonna go in with the Best Taupe. So this is that angled, it's an angled eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna go back into Frank, and I'm just going to blend that out, barely picking up any product, but yeah, that's a lot softer. That feels a lot better. Oh, okay, so I also pulled out this Vivange brush, and I'm gonna go into Actually, which is the darkest shade of the palette down here. It's a very, very dark brown. So I'm just going to pick up a small amount, and I'm just going to stamp this right on the outer corner to deepen up just this little part of the corner here. Okay, this brush is also very, very soft. It's laying down the product nicely. I don't see any fallout. I haven't had any fallout with any of the eyeshadow brushes. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to the flat packer brush. I'm gonna go into the color Straight Up right here. It's like darker, more like bronzy toned shimmer. And I'm not gonna get the brush wet. I'm just going to see how it applies dry. Okay, that's laying down the shimmer beautifully. So it laid that down very, very beautifully. I didn't need to pick up a lot of product on the brush. Again, like the eyeshadows I know are really, really nice. But sometimes with brushes, it can get like really, really clumpy on the brush with the way that it picks up the product. But this picked up the product very, very evenly, and it's not getting clumpy. And I'm able to swipe it across my lid. Again, feels very, very soft. I'm able to swipe it across my lid, and it's laying it down like perfectly smooth and flat. So I really like the way that it's looking right now. Okay, so and this was by Bestoup. So I'm gonna go back in with the Bestoup angled brush, and I'm gonna go into the color Actually. I think this is the one that I used for it. And I'm just going to blend that darkest brown into the shimmer here, so I get that nice gradient look. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit more of Actually, and I'm going to pop this right under here in my outer corner. And I'm going to go back into the Quivange. Sorry, the Q, like the way they did it looks like a V. And I'm going to go into Frank. Picked up way too much product. And I'm just going to stamp this on the other 3/4 of my lash line. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to dip into the color Actually with this, because the bristles on this brush are more white. I'm just going to apply that shadow to the back of my hand. And now let's test out this little sponge here. Just going to whoosh it around. I don't know how long you need to do that for, but look at that. So I'm going to try it again. So this one has that dark brown on it. I'm just going to kind of rub it back and forth, see if it gets into these tightly wound bristles. And it's fairly clean. I mean, I don't see any of that dark brown color coming off. So I would say that this thing is pretty good. I do like that it comes with a tin, like in the tin. I know you can buy these like little black sponges in like tons of places, but I was looking for the one that Bailey Sarian, it was like the big brick of the black sponge. She got it for $1.50 on Amazon, so I tried looking that one up and couldn't find it, so I went ahead and bought this pack to see if it was good, because $7 and you get 5 sponges and the little tin. I think that that's really worth it. So I'm just going to use this small angled brush for my inner corner. I don't really see one like this small like detailing brushes. I mean, this angled one will work just fine for my inner corner. So I guess we'll just use this one. I mean, if it works, it works. I just really like my super tiny little Morphe one. But that one worked just fine. Also very soft, did not irritate my eye. I know with like the tear duct, that's one that I'm always really sensitive about what brushes that I use. All right, so this is the final look. Obviously my hair isn't done because it's still wet. my hair takes forever to air dry, but been trying not to apply any heat to it. So anyways, yeah, this is the final look. I can kind of get in closer. I got some mascara on my eyebrow. So I can get in a little bit closer and really zoom you guys in and see that it did put like a really good application on in my face. I think it did a really good job of everything, and it looks really smooth. Everything is blended out really nicely. I didn't have any problems except for with this one brush. This pencil brush is very pokey. I'm gonna see what I can do as far as cleaning it to see if I can get it to be a little softer. Maybe use some baby soap, or again rub it on a Dove bar. Those are my biggest tricks, but I mean, this little tin thing really does clean these brushes quite nicely. So I can't wait to test it on like my favorite brushes that I use. And remember, with tins like this, when you're wiping off product on the sponge to clean your brush, this isn't meant for wet products. This is just meant to wipe off eyeshadows. So if you have if you use a dark color, or you dip into the wrong eyeshadow and you're like, crap, I don't want to use that color, you can use the little sponge to clean off your brush. Because I have my favorite brushes that I like to use for my personal everyday life. I have brushes that I personally like to use with my everyday routine, like what I do makeup wise. So having that is going to be awesome, because I do switch up my colors pretty much daily. I do like what I did today, because I'm getting like some serious bridal vibes off of it. But yeah, very neutral, bold lip. I am loving it. But anyways, I would highly recommend the brushes. So I will have all of these linked in the description box below if you're interested in them. Like I said, they are all under $10. So this one was $9.99. That was the most expensive, but otherwise they were $7.64 and then $7.95. So still under $10. But I would highly recommend these brush sets. I'm going to keep using them. I will have in the description box how they did when I cleaned them, if I had a lot of fallout of bristles. So I'm going to go clean them right now, and then I will be sure to put that in the description box as well. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next one.